All right, bonjour, folks. With Bitcoin and Ethereum having experienced a flash crash today, September the 7th, 2021. Is it time to panic? Well, folks, in this video, I want to update you guys on what I'm looking out for to understand what could happen next with this market. Is this just a temporary flash crash? Is this the beginning of a more macro bearish trend reversal? Was this whole move to 52,000 here just a massive bull trap? Well, folks, I want to share with you guys the levels I'm looking out for to understand whether you should panic or not. Again, I'm kidding, guys, don't panic. But the levels I'm looking out for, where I would start to get concerned if we drop past certain levels, give you guys a market update on what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum, the important relevant levels to look out for. I also want to share with you guys why we had this flash crash and what could be happening next, how I'm navigating this market. So folks, if you like the sound of that, do me and you a favor, like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. In fact, I've heard word from the higher ups recently. It is now mandatory to like and subscribe. Sharing is optional. We appreciate it if you share it because it helps us get more viewers, more likes, more subscribers. Helps us help more people make more money. So if you're interested in making money in cryptocurrency, like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's delve into it. So folks, if you find yourself being a concerned lady or genital, you're not alone. For those who don't know me and Messin, we run this channel together. Messin called me in a sheer panic this morning. He was asking me, why is the number going down? I thought the number only goes up. And so I had to do some investigation to kind of find out why the number went down when it's only supposed to go up. So folks, in all seriousness, the real reason why we're experiencing this flash crash is very simple. It's goddamn leverage. Leverage traders were too long. A couple people got stopped out, and that started a domino effect where once one large cluster of orders gets stopped out or liquidated, then it starts a compounding effect where it just keeps on liquidating more and more and more and more and more people. And so the result of that is we have a massive crash that happens very, very quickly. We can see how on this 4-hour candle, on a 4-hour, we dropped 16% on Bitcoin. Just to give you guys a bit of context, it typically takes about $100 million to move Bitcoin by 1%. Now, those are some numbers by Coinbase. I did not just make those up. Don't you dare accuse me of making up numbers. I would never dare to make up numbers and pull shit out of my ass. So guys, we can see in the last 24 hours, there's been $3.71 billion of people being liquidated, which sucks. It really does suck. And also, if we scroll down to see who are the culprits, we can see that the number one exchange with the most amount of long liquidations is by far Bybit, the exchange that many large crypto influencers like to shill. And for those who don't know, those crypto influencers make money off your trades, whether or not you're making profitable trades or not. So when all these people got liquidated, well, if you were trading on your favorite crypto influencer's Bybit link, your liquidation just made that influencer a lot of money. A lot of people don't make it clear that they make money, whether you do or not. We shill it on this channel. Ironically, we try to be very clear of the risk. We're constantly telling people not to leverage trade. It should only be used for experienced traders. We use it. It has a very good user interface. That's why we like to use it. That's why we recommend it to experienced traders. But if you're not a extremely confident experienced trader, you should not be leverage trading. And isn't it funny how basically the retail exchange Bybit experienced the most liquidations? Folks, do not leverage trade. It's highly, highly risky. You could also see how Bitfinex, which is famously an exchange typically used by whales and institutions, had the least amount of liquidation. So these numbers are telling me that this flash crash was largely driven due to retail over leveraging. So the next time you hear a cryptocurrency YouTuber with the word the moon in the channel name asking you or telling you to use their Bybit link, you might want to think twice, because whether or not you know what you're doing and are making profitable trades, the influencer shilling the link will make money off you regardless of whether or not you're making profitable trades. So now that we have the why of the flash crash out of the way, let's take a look at Bitcoin's price action and try and understand the critical levels we need to look out for to understand whether or not we're going to see bearish continuation or if we're going to hold the line here. Number one, folks, one of the most important things we need to look out for, in my opinion, is to see how this daily candle will close in 2 hours and 35 minutes at the time of recording. Currently speaking, we've been finding support in the short term at this yellow line here. This is the 200 simple daily moving average. This has got to hold as support, because if this does not hold as support, if we get this daily candle body close below this 200 daily simple moving average, then that would be very bearish. In that case, we have an increased likelihood of seeing bearish continuation if we cannot hang on to $46,000 and the 200 daily simple moving average. Also, these daily EMA ribbons really ought to hold as support if we want the bulls to be in charge in the short term here. Because if we zoom out and take a look at Bitcoin's parabolic uptrend in 2020 and in 2021, we maintained the daily EMA ribbons as support all throughout the uptrend, and as soon as we started to break below them, that was signs of weakness and we had a massive sell-off. So for the bulls to remain in charge in the short term, I really want to see us continue to respect this and maintain this as support. 46,000 is critical. The daily EMA ribbons are critical. Aside from that, this white line, this has been an extremely historically relevant moving average. This white line is the 50 daily simple moving average. I keep bringing this up in almost every single Bitcoin analysis video because it is so important. Isn't it interesting that we also kind of sort of found support at around this region during the flash crash? One of the reasons why this moving average in particular is so relevant is because throughout the latter half of Bitcoin's parabolic uptrend this cycle, we held it as support all throughout the impulse, and as soon as we started to get daily candles closing below it, well, we had a massive sell-off. So I really want to see us retest and respect previous strong resistance and strong moving averages. I'm defining strong by their price reactivity. I really want to see us maintain them as support, as well as this line here. This is the 21 exponential moving average on the weekly, which is pretty much where we found our support during the flash crash here at 42,000, and as well the 200 EMA on the daily. So folks, there is a pretty substantial range here from about 44,000 to about 41,000 that I do think will act as strong support if $46,000 does not hold. Now it seems to be holding for now, but the question is, how will that daily candle close? We really got to hold the line at 46,000. If we don't, then testing these lower levels, 44,000, 42,000, 41,000 becomes much more realistic. Now, when would it be time to worry? Because how do you know if you're in a bull trap or not, if this correction is just a higher low, or if this is just the beginning of a massive bull trap and we have more dumpiness ahead of us? Well, folks, one of the things I'm looking out for to help inform my analysis and help me understand when I should be worried is the Bitcoin hash ribbon indicator. This is an indicator that has historically been extremely accurate for Bitcoin, where whenever we have a blue buy signal, it is typically the previous daily local low was in fact the low after a blue buy signal, and typically speaking, after the blue buy signal, we've had tremendous rallies. Not exactly afterwards, but pretty close after we have a blue buy signal. Now, this thing has always signaled the bottom, except for one time, which was over here where we had a blue buy signal, and then we had a global pandemic and a black swan event, and we put in a lower low. So, barring any kind of black swan event, I do believe that 37,500, 400, this low here was indeed the low. And if Bitcoin were to have higher time frame candles closing on a lower low, below 37,500, 37,400, that is when I would start to get concerned about the health of this bull market and really start to consider the possibility of this entire rally just having been a massive bull trap if we have higher time frame candles close on a lower low below 37,500, 37,400. Because if we don't do that, if we just find support here at 46,000 or maybe in the mid to lower 40s, then if we just zoom out, that could still be considered a macro higher low. And as long as Bitcoin is putting in higher highs and higher lows, well, then there's no need to front run some kind of bear market until we see the signs. Putting in a lower low would be very, very concerning. If we start to get lower lows and lower highs, close below 37,400, 500, that's when I would get concerned. Consider moving into stable coins, consider taking profits, that kind of thing. But until we get that macro lower low, then there is a chance that this could just be a temporary sell-off. Folks, it's absolutely critical to understand Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the market. I love talking about altcoins. I don't own any Bitcoin, but it's important to understand Bitcoin because Bitcoin will drive this market. If we have a healthy Bitcoin, alts will recover. If Bitcoin starts to lose these critical levels I've mentioned, well, then in that case, alts will continue to bleed out. Now, let's take a look here at Ethereum. Ethereum is one of my favorite altcoins, my biggest long-term bag hold. And what we're seeing with Ethereum is incredibly interesting, which is, for now, the daily candle body is sitting right above these previous highs here. This has got to hold. This zone here at 3,300 to 3,200 has got to hold as support if the bulls are to be in charge in the short term. We have got to respect previous price reactive levels. Very strong previous price reactive level acting as resistance. Now with this crash, if we close above these, we will then potentially be solidifying it as support. This is what you want to see, folks. We want to see that we're respecting previous resistance now flipped into support. If we start to not respect these flipped levels that were previously price reactive, that's when I start to get worried. Every lower low Bitcoin might have on a potential further pullback is when I would get worried. Daily candles closing below 46,200. Daily candles closing below 43,800. Daily candles closing below 42,400. We want to see us continue to respect these previous price reactive zones identified by local lows. We want to see us continue to respect these areas here, these price reactive zones. We want to see that hold as support. And for now, the question is, will it continue to do so? If we get that daily candle close above $46,000, then the worst may be behind us. Something else I'm looking out for here is I want to see how the Asian markets react in a 4 or 5 hours at the time of recording. Once the Asian markets start to wake up, I want to see whatever way the Asian markets decide to drive things can be a little bit more confirmation as to whether or not this correction is over or whether or not it will continue. So ultimately, folks, I want to give you guys Bitcoin analysis because Bitcoin drives the rest of the market. If we have a healthy Bitcoin, alts will recover and we can make 100x altcoin videos all day long. But if Bitcoin starts to lose these levels, then alts will bleed even harder. These EMAs are the critical levels I'm looking out for that we should hold as support if we want the bulls to remain in charge in the short term. If we make a macro lower low below 37,500, 400, that's when I'll start to get worried about the health of the bull market. Anything aside from that could be interpreted as just a macro higher low. So until we start seeing macro lower highs and lower lows, there still remains the possibility that this was just a temporary pullback. Ultimately, folks, make sure you like and subscribe because we will update you guys as things develop. I'd also add that if you want an extra hand navigating this market, I highly encourage you to become a VIP Discord member where we post things like our take profit strategy, things we're buying, our long-term portfolio, or if you want regular updates on what's going on with the market, folks, become a VIP Discord member. Link to join that is down in the description below. In 1 week, we will be increasing the price by a lot, but for the people that sign up right now, you will get grandfathered in at the current cheaper prices. Our existing members will be grandfathered in at much cheaper prices. If you sign up after September the 15th, you'll have to pay a lot more. So folks, if you've been sitting on the fence, sign up now. Critical times. We've been absolutely killing it in there. I mean, my hex call is up like 13 trillion% since I first mentioned it. Hex has been absolutely exploding. My Terra Luna call is up like 300% since I last posted about it. So folks, you got to join. Link for that is down in the description below. Also, let me know down in the comments below, do you guys think this was all a massive bull trap? What are the critical levels you're looking out for? Let me know down in the comments below. I definitely read the comments all the time. Without further ado, folks, thank you all so much for watching. And if you're going to panic, remember to panic with our Bybit link. Link for that is down in the description below because whether or not you know what you're doing, we will financially benefit if you use our Bybit link. Until next time, folks, take care.